again today, where we are open, vulnerable, authentic, all the things that help us raise our vibration. I think that's a good way to put it. Yes, yes, yes. And normally I would be using smoke to cleanse the space, but today we're going to use sound. And why? Because that's what I saw. That's what I was told. Wonderful. That is simply perfection. So, I read my cards first, like I always do, to make sure that I am not part of these messages, because my guides won't wait in line for me to read for others first. I gotta do myself first, which is what we always talk about, right? Making sure you have more than enough and you help others with the more than enough you have. Already tapped in the cards here, but you're going to open this space and say thank you, thank you, thank you to the high vibrational energies, entities, ancestors, higher self, spirit guides that are here with us, holding this space as sacred and protected so that we can come together, raise the vibration, and start it's like walking the path, but it's also like going higher. That's what this space is for. You're here to raise the vibrational energy. We are here to make positive contributions to our society and the world. There's big energy in here already. And the clock just hit 1, 2, 3. So things are going up, 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 up. That's what we're talking about this morning. Already getting all the signs and synchronicities. Hi, Manu. How are you? Thank you for joining me here in the space today. I hope you are doing wonderful. Thanks for the like. Let's see if there's information for you here, which of course there is, because you didn't end up here by accident. Everything is part of the larger plan. You're feeling good? That's awesome. I love that for you. Looks like you got a choice coming up though, maybe. What I'd say to that, right, if you have a choice to make, right, don't think of making the decision on your own if there's people to help you make the decision that know more about the situation than you do, right? Especially if it's something like financial or legal or anything like that. And then also, where am I from? Sure. So I'm just outside of New York City. I'm across the river in New Jersey. We just had a wild summer here because we had the final match of the World Cup. It was held just a couple of miles away. So there was a lot happening this summer here, which is wonderful. There's nothing better than getting an influx of different cultures to spurn different foods and things to do and how people wear their clothes and all of those kind of things. I love it. I know I'm very spoiled living here now. I grew up on the West Coast in Oregon, and living here now in the New York City area, it's hard to go anywhere else that isn't open 24/7, or you can go to a restaurant pretty much from any culture around the globe and get some good food. That's not I even went I just drove 2 hours south. It's still in New Jersey, but it's southern New Jersey. I ate there and people were like, this is amazing, this is so great, and I ate it. Was this is good to you guys? Ooh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry you think that's good, right? Oh my goodness, this is this is kind of like part of the message today, right? It's like God is so good. Sometimes we get to the point where we're like, this is good, this is fine, this is okay, and then someone else comes in and is like, no, there's so much better, there's so much higher, there's so much more that you can do. And that is, I love that. Spider-Man lives there. There's so many shows done in New York City too. There's a lot of like actors, celebrities that live there as well. New York's a really big city, and it's great because you can do whatever you want and nobody's gonna say anything. Somebody here has some really great energy. 1 second. Thank you for your patience. I'm not playing cards, I'm just shuffling. Yeah, thanks for your patience. There's like things happening here too, like people going places, getting things scheduled, making appointments. So that's all here. These are tarot cards, but I don't. I'm kind of at the point where I don't necessarily need the tarot cards. I'm very tuned in and know like what's happening energetically. Something's not going good. That's okay. That too shall pass. The good, the bad, the any. Okay, I got similar cards like this earlier too, just for me. But this means that it's like part of our collective where this is happening. And there is a little difference in that mine was more towards the material and this one seems to be more towards the emotional. We got some more peace in here now. I lied. People going in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay. This is you leaving something behind. Could be something that you thought was fulfilling, something that you chosen that you wanted, but then it doesn't fit anymore. And the next thing that you're given is another cup, something from the divine, some kind of emotional fulfillment that comes from nowhere. And then it kind of makes sense why this happened. And if you look at 8 cups, 1 cup, that's 9 cups. And 9 of cups is wish fulfillment, like a merchant, someone who has everything they could ever want. And very soon it's going to be like something's offered to you. So maybe you're even feeling like 7 of Cups right now, which is like there's so many choices, how do I know what to pick? And it's asking you for discernment. Here it's also talking about getting you all the way to the 10 of Cups, right? 10 of Cups is fulfillment, family, joy, love, peace, compassion, all of those great ones. That is the 10 of Cups. And these are all cups that equal 10 altogether. So there's going to be things that you're leaving behind, things that are given to you from nowhere, and then things that are offered to you, or you are offering towards, like you're offering your internal fulfillment to something more external that gives you that fulfillment. Where am I going? I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. other people going places. So in this space, right, this is what we're shooting for here. This is that space. We are high vibrational energy, and very often I'm in the 5D more and more and more and more, and I can tell now when I'm like waking up or out experiencing the world what part I'm in. And I've successfully, gratefully to those who came into my chat, pulled me up to the 70. I've been in there before, and I know the vibration, what it feels and looks like, so it's easier then to attain that. Just like what I'm doing here for people in the 3D is bringing this 5D energy and letting them know that this ease and peace and joy and love is possible in life, which is something not always seen as truth, but it is. It is the truth. That everything is good. Everything is easy. Everything is love. We are all one. All of these things that seem like platitudes, when you dig deep and spend time in those areas and that focus, it doesn't become your truth anymore. My truth is that I'm always better than okay. My truth is I always have more than enough to share. My truth is the things I have to offer are worth more than money. There's not enough money to pay me for all of the good things that I bring. Something feels nostalgic, like you would want to go back to it, and I feel like that's the time to maybe change your perspective or put it on hold for a bit and seek guidance. You don't have to be sorry. I'm happy to hear you have someone that you love and who loves you. That's awesome. Tell her to watch me. Hilarious. Alright, there's a few more readings in here. I know that it's for people who are either coming or who will be here watching this later, because I do make my lives available after. Always too, anybody is in here, subscribe or a like, I'm happy to read some cards for you. If you feel called, there is a email address and website and Cash App in the description. For like, I don't know, a little, I guess, deeper dive into what's available here. I have a lot of crystals as well to share. Those are not quite up there or available yet. But there is a new one coming. And we've done it here live on the channel, and I've done it very many times. And it was something that I was called to do. And then confirmation came twice, and I was like, okay, time to do it. And they are abundance rolls. One second. There's something here. I know it. It was like, oh, didn't we just talk about wish fulfillment? It's coming. It's coming. I saw another couple of people in here. I was like, wait, that message that I was holding on to is here for the now. Oh, that one seems spicy too. Yeah. Oh, this energy is so good, y'all. Wish fulfillment. Dreams come true. This is like everything you ever wanted, super satisfaction. And then this one here is your legacy, your family, your financial, for generational wealth, right? Because there's like the one generation is the dad or the person, right? Doesn't have to be a dad. The person who kind of like started this or is continuing it, and there's the middle-aged people who would be having like families and kids who are, oh, there he was, who's hiding on my finger. So there's like 3 generations shown here. So that's what's coming. and be open to it, and don't think like how's gonna happen, that couldn't happen, I don't know where's it gonna come from. That's none of you. Your work, you don't have to do that work. The work you need to do is stay in this vibration. Like, yes, I want these things and they're coming for me, and I know, not even that they're coming for me, they are here for me now. This is the energy that is available. Take it, it's yours. Thank you for the like. And if you have a question you want to ask, you don't have to put it in the chat or say it out loud or anything like that. You can just leave me a like or a subscribe and then just say, hey, I would like you to read my cards, and then I will get you some cards. Manu, you're from India. What part of India are you from? I've been to a couple of places in India. I've been to Mumbai, Hyderabad, and New Delhi. I got to see the Taj Mahal. I've been so blessed in my life. And I'm blessed every day. Kerala. Is that like in the south? I'm sorry, I'm not super familiar with that. Sorry. I mean, shouldn't even ask, right? The internet holds every answer for us. People popping in and out, I love it. I love it. Please know that if you are here and you stay for a while, this space is going to bring your vibration up a lot, which is amazing. I love it for me. I love it for you all. It's great. And also know that regardless of how long you spend in here, hey Sanchin, my purpose here is being a way shower. So guess what? You've just felt that 5D energy, and you're going to start that path that you are walking on, right? Like, there is destiny, yes, but there's also free will. The free will is, do you walk the path? Do you choose that or something else? Hi, Wondercat. I love that name. Wondercat, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Okay. There's something else in here. There always is, right? More people, more stuff. Ooh, we are getting such good goods today. I can't even. Okay, guys, okay. So, I'm not sure who this is for. Take it if it resonates for you, or if it's the energy you want, you got it. Making progress, right? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I know the good places to go. Trust me. Like, there is a boat tour, right, that is amazing, but it's actually just the ferry that goes from a part in New Jersey called Port Imperial all the way down across the tip of Manhattan and over to, I want to say it's like it's a pier number or something like that. And it's right next to the Brooklyn Bridge. So you get to go and see like all of Manhattan, and then you see the Statue of Liberty, and you get to go down around the end and see the Brooklyn Bridge, and then you can walk across the island and you get to see like Wall Street and the World Trade Center area. Also around there, you can walk the High Line, and that's awesome. You walk the High Line up, and it takes you like right near to Times Square, and then you can experience that too, and then you just take the ferry right back. It's like a whole full day. And it's like the secret stuff, right? You gotta be here, and then you learn and know about it. It's not the kind of things they're advertising, because it's not expensive. Okay. Slow and steady progress on something material. You are going to be, yeah, there's going to be help along the way. There's someone that you're partnering with. And it could even be like, you know, love. Because the very next one, yes, it's about money, but it's also about, is also about legacy and building, which is kind of like what you're here doing. And then this is the next thing, okay? Because this always, okay, I won't say it always happens, but there is something that happens kind of consistently where you get this message where you're like, okay, it's love, it's abundance, it's everything I wanted in my life, and then you start questioning it. Well, I don't know, this isn't how the way I think it should be, or when we did it like this, like, anything that you're thinking and passing judgment on of how you are going to get the things you want is not going to get you where you want to go. It's going to create false beliefs, like you're stuck, you can't get there, you don't know. How am I ever going to do that? That doesn't seem possible. All you are asked to do is trust, believe, and know. Take the inspired action when it's given to you, right? Wands are action. This feather is like enlightenment, yeah? So that's what this is, right? So, because when you are feeling these vibes, right? These vibes don't get you this, right? We know what these vibes get us. What do these vibes get us, people? Right? Instead, you take the inspired action. Don't question it. That's it. That's it. And the more you take the inspired action, even when it seems weird or you don't understand why or anything like that, that's how the voice gets louder. That's how you increase your intuition and discernment. You got to know yourself. What's for you? What is what you truly want, and not just maybe what you've been told you need to have to say you're successful, or to be this, or to be that. You already are enough. You already are enough. And while you might not believe, because this came up again, what's this? Sanjit, hey, how are you doing? So I will tell you, in this space, what we do is create high vibrational space where we can be authentically ourselves, connect with our positive energies and ancestors of love and light, right? Like all of the energies that surround you in the world that maybe you cannot see physically with your eyes. They are here holding the space so that we can rise. And that's all we're doing, right? And so I read the energy. That's it too. Sometimes people have questions. So there we go. Here's some answers. And I've always found it is so much easier for people to believe, understand, and accept when you're using something else that is supposedly for divination. If I was just sitting here and telling you all these things, it would be more likely that you might not believe so much. Like, oh, she's just saying these things, right? These kind of things like tarot cards and crystals and anything else that you can basically think of in the spiritual realm, woo-woo stuff, is yes. So it's absolutely spiritual. All of these are all placebos, though. Like, you carry within you the spark of light that gives us the divine right to have life and liberty and good food, clean water. Clean food, clean water. What else do we need? Clean air. Being born on this planet, that is our divine right. However, there are those who think it's better used to take our divine right and turn it into numbers. That will fall away. It's unable to be sustained. We're already seeing that. We all in late stage capitalism here. But the truth is not that really exists or even matters. Money is what we think it is. Money is a vibration. Money is a tool. Money isn't a measurement of success or failure, or good or bad, or smart or dumb. That's no. And all the other things that we assign in our society as good traits of those who have wealth. And all I'm saying is, so many people with so much money, and there's still so many problems. So it's clearly not the answer. And in fact, Yes, I agree it's spiritual, but in my experience and my learnings, right? Like, I have a degree in chemistry and I worked in a laboratory. I understand that a lot of reality is simply statistical probability. Statistical probability that the electron will be there, statistical probability that the reaction will take place, and most of everything is nothing. It's nothing, it's the empty space between the nucleus and the electron. So that's where the magic happens. 3, 3, I love it. Right? And also, like, I've had a lot of health miracles, and so has my father. He is still recovering from the heart transplant he was able to receive, and the things that we can do is miraculous. And the space between where you are currently and what you're hoping to become, that is the space of the miracle, right? That is the gap where the miracle can form, can take you higher, put you on another path, which is what you all are doing here. I'm being called to lately of being mindful of the things I'm consuming, of not just like food, but things I'm feeding my brain, things I'm feeding my eyes, things I'm getting enjoyment from. Nobody wants Schadenfreude? Schadenfreude? Thank you, Sachin. Yes, thank you. And he is already blessed. Like, the fact that he was in the #2 hospital that literally does a heart transplant every week. The fact that a heart was found for him. No, I'm not. Are you? Abdu Sugar back. And then I'm guessing the Marpov is your last name, huh? No, I am not. However, I will say this. I have been in communication and contact with energies that are considered certain gods and deities in Hinduism, different kinds of angels in Judaism, and of course Christianity, in which I was raised. Yeah, like, I don't know how else to explain that, right? Like, well, the only way to explain that is, like, we're all one. It's all the same thing, right? Like, the high vibrational energy that is X, Y, and Z is this name in this religion and this name in another religion. It's still the same energy. It's still the same requests. Things that I really, 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 over the last, like, 2 years, I've learned a lot more about some of the tenets of Islam. And what do I want to say about that? There was something there. Maybe I'm not supposed to say it right now. Okay. Very, very much a large tenet, right, is the month of Ramadan. And I said to someone there, I was like, it's so amazing that you're doing this. It's a wonderful way to prove that you are in control of your body, right? That you don't need to eat all the time, right? You're putting your body's needs below what you want to do. That's always going to get you to a higher space, because you are kind of showing yourself from that, like, higher perspective that, like, your body needs are something that can be, like, contained and controlled, and all of that goes along with, like, sin, doing those kind of things, right? It's like maintaining control over yourself. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And sometimes there are people who consider, or I would say, like, I don't know, bring in the energy and make the comments of what I am doing isn't right and it's not of God, and I always ask them, please, just before you say anything else, before you get into more trouble, just take a moment and pray, right? Ask the one that you trust and believe, do they know me? Am I of God, right? So far, nobody's come back and told me anything, so I'm guessing the answer is a yes. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to. I'm not leading anyone astray, because if I was, I'm certain that my God, your God, our God would put a squish on that. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. So I see these kind of like human bound entities as teachers, right? And the way he was the prophet and the way he was the teacher was teaching us that we did not need to, we have inside of us the direct connection. We don't need to do other things, especially things that were maybe required like in the past. That's what I would say. So I see them as a teacher, right? That's all of them. A teacher of how to get to the higher energy planes. We are in the 5D space right here, and I say that because regardless of our location, times, you can watch this later, all of this is a space that we are holding in a dimension that does not exist in the 3D. If it was 3D, we'd all be sitting around a table talking to each other about how we got together. It's not required here. And in 7D, that's where I saw and actually unfurled and witnessed my energetic angel wings. Like, that's it. And it's like the second I could feel it on my body, it just relaxed. It's like, it's kind of taught me just having that notion that they're there has like been better in like, what do I want to say? In everything in my body, feeling in my body, moving, lightness of being, all of that kind of stuff. And it made here's the other thing that was amazing. It absolutely cleared in an instant, all the energy. As soon as they went like that was it. It was just like everything was just light. Like nothing that wasn't me was anywhere in my space. And everything around me started to seem, it took on this quality of like very thinness. Like the walls didn't feel like they were walls. They felt and looked like they were almost like paper. Like being able to see like more into the energetic realm versus the material realm, I guess. I don't know. Right? We all have our own experiences and how we like understand, use them, share them. So here's something I'll tell you that's probably, lots of people might think this is sacrilegious or blasphemous. We are all the children of God. And that's what I say about that. I think the thing I like most about Jesus is the fact that he was like the rebel rouser. He was kind of like, guys, this ain't it. What are you doing? Because it's not about following rules. It's about connecting and taking the inspired action. You don't need to be going to see a bunch of other people. You don't need to be offering a bunch of things. You don't need to be... Nope. just listen and obey. And the more ridiculous it is, the louder the voice is gonna get, and you're gonna see confirmations and things are gonna start happening, and you're just gonna be like, what the heck? I feel like a totally different person now. And it's because you will be. There is a paradox called what is it? Perseus's ship. That's what it is. And basically the whole paradox is, here's a ship that's built. It is christened. It is named, right? Perseus's ship. And while it's being used and they're on the ship and they're sailing it and everything, some things need changed. Say some logs need taken out and replaced, or the mast, or a sail, or any of those kind of things. The question that is the paradox is, when does Perseus's ship no longer become Perseus's ship? Basically the thought of, if you've replaced all of the materials that were originally used in creating Perseus's ship, does it cease to be Perseus's ship? And the reason why this is also important, I'm bringing it up, is because in the human body, right, our cells live, grow, die, right? But we're still here. And within 7 years, every cell, 7 to 10 years, every cell in your body is different. Even your bone cells. They weren't there 10 years ago. And so that kind of begs the question too, then, who are you if you are not the original pieces that you were comprised of when you got here? And I think we know the answer to that. You wouldn't be here if you didn't. Oh. I gotta do a little thing. I'll be right back. I'm definitely going to answer this question when I get back. Hold on. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. What was that? Okay, I'm going to answer the question. So the reason why I believe this is because I've had the experience. I've seen things, known things, been shown things. That's just how I know. Still no voice? No. It's got to be on now, right? I hope this is working now. Okay, so earlier on in my, I guess, spiritual journey experience kind of thing, there were two energies that were kind of extremely important in setting me on this path. So first, I had, hey Sachin, how are you doing? Thanks for coming back. I hope everything's great with your girlfriend. So, yeah. Okay, good. So, I was raised in Christianity, but very much since, for a long time, I started, sometimes how people practice religion can kind of be antithetical, like opposite of what's actually like taught. And so a lot of it was just about shame and control, I think. And I didn't really like any of that. So I was like, I'm not participating in that anymore. And then I think it was about, I want to say like 2021 or something like that. That's good. Studying's good. It was, I was meditating, just chilling, trying to relax, doing all that like metaphysical stuff. And I don't know how I got there, but my understanding is like it's my celestial council. So when I came into the room, it was very light, not a lot of material objects in there, but I could see there was a table with a lot of seats and a lot of people sitting around the table. And the first one to come up and like run over to me was a very bright light. It looked like it was changing shapes, but the closest thing I could see was like a Merkaba. So it was like a Merkaba, very bright light, gave me some information and a download, and then like I saw the rest of the people there, so it was like my higher self, my spirit guide of the other archangels that we call into this space. And I learned after having meditation, because I was like, what is this? And so I started searching. It was Metatron. Metatron in Judaism is considered the voice of God, which isn't really talked about in Christianity because they kind of do the woo woo, Jesus is here, now Jesus, you talk directly to God, don't need anyone else, no one needs to like intercede for you. And also the idea that Holy Spirit, like the part of you that is divine in yourself. So after that I was like, okay, Metatron, cool, doing some stuff, doing more like research, doing my usual like meditating, doing all that stuff. Before I know it, Archangel Michael is there, and I'm recognizing him, and I'm like, okay, this is great. Couple other archangels come along. I'm like, all right, this is cool. We got the angels, we got the high energy. This is great. And then suddenly I got that like snap realization. It was like lightning. I was like, oh my gosh. It was like you're believing in like energetic beings and having experiences with energetic beings from different religions and some from your own religion, which are angels. Why would you think that if there's angels, there's not God? Why would you think if there's higher energetic beings that there's not like that, the energy that people feel for other teachers and prophets and things like that? Like it's all the same thing. So then once I was there at that point with like other angels, stuff like that, I got into the Akashic records. Archangel Michael is kind of the one who manages the Akashic records and take you in there, Metatron 2 and Book of Life. And the couple of times that I was in there, the very first time I was like, ooh, I went into, it's kind of like you look in the book, you're like, okay, here's your name. It's like when you go to the library, right? At least that's what it shows up in our minds. And I will always say this, it will appear different to other people, anything that you're experiencing, because it's being shown to you in a way that you can understand it. So yes, there's similarities across many people, but everybody is going to see and experience and interpret the things that they do experience in their own way, right? Like when someone's trying to teach you something, they don't necessarily teach you the same way they taught someone else, because you have different understanding, different experience, all those kind of things. So when I went there, I have a few shelves. There with books, and each book is like a lifetime spent, and not all the lifetimes are on Earth. I know that too. And that's also how I found like my original soul name too, which I will never speak out loud, and I have never written down. But let me tell you, not all the symbols in my name are any kind of English or any kind of writing that I've seen like in the world globally. It's not that kind of thing. I don't know how else to explain that. That's just my understanding of it. That's it. Have I ever faced a dying process, like had a near-death experience? I don't think so. Right? Like, I've never, like, woken up and people have been like, oh my gosh, we thought you died. Like, or you were just dead and we brought you back. No, that hasn't happened to me. I'm very grateful that I haven't had to have that crossover to accept and start incorporating this, like, knowledge I'm given. Right? Because sometimes you got to be in that place where you're knocking on the door. Because sometimes things around you are too loud. Your thoughts are too loud. Where you are is like too much energy, or not the right energy, or not quiet. Like there's things that you need to do to make sure that you can hear clearly. And I know you know, right? Like, that's the other thing. Praying 5 times a day consistently keeps you in that, like, knowledge of not being in the 3D. It takes you to the higher level where you're like, I'm focusing here right now. I am here to listen to what God has to say. God, please tell me. You know, like, when I'm waking up in the morning now, I feel like before I open my eyes, or as I'm opening my eyes, I'm just basically saying, thank you, God, for another day. Please guide my actions and thoughts and deeds for the benefit, you know? Like, guide me today. That's it. And then just roll. But you're doing that like 5 times a day, right? So that's even more. It keeps you in that state of thinking of the, you know, higher realms energetically, what you're supposed to be doing and not, right? Like, it's good. And the other thing that's awesome about that too is, like, you are with another group of people who is doing the same thing as you. It's amplifying whatever you guys are doing, right? Like in the Bible, where 2 or more are gathered, there I am as well. It's that kind of thing. It's like you raise the energy and it grows exponentially. And I know there's so many people who don't believe, and I'm just like, just wait and see. Just wait and see. You made it here. You touch this live even for a moment. This is what I'm here for. Like, this is where you're going. That's okay. You don't need to. Let me tell you, though, since you, like, you're from India, are you, do you practice Hinduism? I know there are, like, Indians who are also Muslim and other kind of religions. I'm just going to preface that, okay? So what do I think about that? I would say who else could it be but the one who decides, living and dying, of if it's your time or not. I'm just shuffling all these cards. All right, let's see. Born in Hinduism, but don't practice much. That was like me, born into Christianity, and then was just like, the same for me. And now it's like, I would say I'm like, I don't even know what I would say, like Christianity plus, like, I don't know. All I can say is that I don't sit around judging other people, right? I don't, That's not the kind of energy you want to have in your life. Acceptance, compassion, peace. These are things we all want, and I think very often we're tricked into feeling that things have to be the way that they are, even if they're not good for us or people or anyone, right? Yes, I do have a husband. I have 2 kids too. They're almost 1 more year, and then they'll both be in university. Thank you. And okay, this is something I haven't said in a while, but it's very, very true, and it's what I always like to share when people make that comment. It's not me that is beautiful. It's what you are seeing coming out from my face, what's coming to me from the divine. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what's beautiful. The energy, the connection, the understanding of people as one. Like, That's what's beautiful. And that's where that comes from. Mm-hmm. This to me, sailing on to smoother waters, but swords are also all about intellect. So you're taking what you learned and leaving. Here's what you're heading towards: abundance, fulfillment, everything you ever wanted, being open to receive, not having to do work to get what you need. And that's something that I've also spoken a little bit about too. It's like the things that we truly need should not ever cost money. We should always have clean food, clean water, clean air, and a way to have shelter and safety. We cannot achieve our highest potential as an individual, a society, or a species without these initial needs met. Yeah, Sajin, I'm reading the book, and what I would say is that there are like a lot of rules, and there is in Christianity and Judaism and Islam as well. I think a lot of those stem from recalling how far back they were kind of creating these things and how society was at the time. Like, food's not clean, so we say don't eat this food, this food, this food. Okay, you're going to be healthier. Like, that makes sense. Some things like don't have kids after you're this age, because then they'll be left without like a parent or something like that. Like that kind of thing. Yes. And I think that is true in all religions. A lot of them are just like, this is what my parents did. We're all indoctrinated by our parents for whatever religion that they were in and following, and then you being a part of. And the reason why it feels like they're just following the rules is because they're not actually connected with whatever they are trying to connect to, whoever they're trying to connect to. And so just doing the rituals can bring some comfort, but if you're not having that energetic or spiritual connection, then that's why it feels empty. And a lot of it is people want to be told what to do. They don't want to do the work of having the relationship and finding out the truths that are for them, the for them truths, right? So being open to receive, right? And here's the thing, right? It's again this feeling of like, this is what you want to achieve, and then it's like, well, you tell me I'm going there and it's going to be easier, but then, how am I going to make sure this person or that person doesn't do something bad against me? How am I going to make sure I'm making the right decision if I don't know everything? Right? Here it is again, another 7. It's like decisions, opportunity. Again, I will always say, know what you truly want, not what you think will give you validation or respect from anyone else, right? And you're here sitting like this, right? This is what the divine is sitting here like, hey, I've got this thing for you. Hey, look, I told you, Empress. Here's the path. That's it. Be careful. I'm pretty sure that if you are practicing, there are many Muslims who would be like, she's a devil. Be cautious. But then again comes the idea of like, go ask, right? You pray so many times a day, just to, you pray to listen, but also it's like this supposed to be a two-way conversation. Thank you for retracting that. Oh my god, you just deleted everything. It wasn't that serious. I'm sorry you felt like I needed to delete everything. It's not. You didn't have to. I'm sorry about that. I hope it's not something that I said that made you feel like you needed to remove everything you've said in this chat forever. So, 36, 48. And there is something, I mean, I know it's because of my experiences as being a woman, right? That I'm very happy. I've kind of reached the age where I don't need to care what anyone thinks about what I'm doing. I don't need to base my value on my youthfulness or attractiveness. People still shoot their shot. But I think I've gotten to the phase now where I at least feel like strong enough that I don't care, right? Like, I don't care. Right? And there's a lot of stuff that is kind of like expected in whatever society that you're in, and it doesn't necessarily fulfill you or reflect you. Alright, there's one more in here. I see like jumping cards, so we'll do that too. I know lots of people are coming in. 56, 56. I wonder what's up with that. Alright, we got 3. This one flipped up and stayed in. Oof. So, when someone is like, oh, hey, you need to make a change. You've got to do something. You're whatever, right? You're like, I've got to go. I'm supposed to go. I've been preparing, but the reason why you're not taking the next step is because the path is actually started by something that you're like grieving, like a loss. Like, say it's like you lose your job, or you had a feeling that you were going to lose your job, so you had this start feeling of like, okay, I should start looking for things. What do I have? What's going to happen? Right? Until you process this grief and look around and realize there's still, right, you still have fulfillment, you still have some things, there's still a path, there's still a goal. And the feeling of like, I've done this so many times before, why do I have to start over again? I'm so tired of starting over again. That's what's keeping you from that next step on the path, is the feeling that you didn't want to have to make a change anyway. And then the second one being that you believe that this time will be exactly like the other times previously. Also, the thing that is missed when you start feeling like you've already done this all before is any opportunity for growth or expansion of knowledge, learning, things like that, right? When you enter into doing everything with this feeling of like, I've already done it, I'm so bored of this, when am I going to be done? You waste your energy and receive no value from that. All we really have control over is ourselves. What we think, what we feel, what we believe, how we act. And all of that is in the infinite internal of you. And why is it infinite? What have you ever gotten to the edge of your mind and your imagination where you can't possibly think of anything else? No. It's infinite space. Just like a fractal. I almost feel like fractals are between, like, I think it's the second dimension and the third dimension, right? Where it's like infinite volume, but set area, or other way around. Set volume, infinite, like, outside edges. It'll come to me. And so this, right, is the, all right, 3D to 5D channel. That's what this is. 4D is also 3D, but just with time. So if you could see like your entire life, you would see every single moment, right? But that's still very much about the 3D. It's like a piece of it, another way to divide it. So from 4D to 5D, that's your brain. There's not time in here, right? You can imagine yourself being young, you can imagine yourself being old, you can imagine yourself any other place, any other planet, any other thing. Infinite. Infinite. There's many, 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 many infinities around us, and very often I feel like since our human brains cannot possibly comprehend infinity or that magnitude, that we kind of shy away and don't look at those things when we see them, right? Like grains of sand. Pretty sure that's functionally infinite, right? I think that leaves on a tree too. That's also functionally infinite, because how could you ever count without there being more trees? Same thing with people. Number of people. Everything on the planet. This planet is made to grow things. This planet is made to home life. That was a couple other things I wanted to think about and discuss here too. And I probably should have wrote notes before, but it's this feeling and idea. Am I always like this? What do you mean? Like skipping around, talking about whatever? I mean, yes, but also in this state when I'm here, it's more like I'm just saying whatever is coming through. So it's more just like channeling, or anything I think about. I assume if it's being put in here and I am in this space here, it's for a purpose. And if it's something that I see that I can't actually describe, I realize either one, the person or people who need to hear that message aren't ready to receive it yet, or I haven't internalized it and understood it myself to be able to tell others about it. Optimistic and happy, 100%. And why? Because I can, and you can too. It's a false belief to think that anything external is what creates your emotional or internal feelings. That all comes from you. And I learned that in India. I think I went there probably about 10 or 12 years ago. Probably 10 years ago. And that's when I realized I went there. I was in Mumbai. They showed us where they were like washing all of the clothes, and how there's so many people who like deliver lunches and all of that kind of thing. And as you know, in India, it's very much like infinite wealth and infinite poverty sitting right next to each other. And even in infinite poverty, children not having diapers, playing in the dirt. Every time I saw them, they were smiling. They were happy. They didn't need things. They were alive. That was enough. They were with friends. Like, how, you know? That's when I realized why they show us that. So we can understand the fullness a little bit more. It was for a trade mission for the state of New Jersey. We went over there. So it wasn't like they were trying to show us the bad stuff. Here's the other thing, right? Like, the time change was really wild. We stayed at the hotel that's in front of the Elephant Gate in Mumbai. I can't believe I'm forgetting it. but it was the one where they had the terrorist attack inside of it previously. That the idea that there's like 3 times as many people as in the US in 1/3 the size. And a lot of those people, like the infrastructure hasn't been built up in a way that would allow like people to have electricity, indoor plumbing, things like that. But that's normal and natural in a place that's been colonialized, because they strip from you all the things that are of value. Thai hotel, yes. Yep. Something like that. Taj Hotel, that's what it is. Yeah, we got to go see the, we met with the CEO of, I think, like the Taj Hotels, because there's a bunch of Taj Hotels like globally. And so this also kind of goes along with that. So I'm really into the idea of Hinduism because it is the kind of longest tradition, like all the way back to like oral tradition of our understanding of how, I don't know, the world works, how this stuff works. I don't know. But so there's that feeling of that, right, where it's like, okay, this is ancient. It's more ancient than any of the other religions that are, you know, popular, I guess. Except I don't know much about Sikhism except the things that you're required to have or do, like not cut your hair, you wear it tied up in the turban, you have like a steel bracelet, you carry a ceremonial knife with you, things like that kind of stuff. But not so much on the beliefs or understanding that way. All right, this is the next one. So there was that thing, right? And here's another thing I'll tell you. If you are ever watching, hearing, experiencing something that is not an energy you want to be a part of, boop, boop, just stop. Take yourself out of that place. You don't want to be there. It's got nothing for you. When you're holding on too tight to things, right? Why do we do that? False beliefs. Oh, I can't let this go. I must have this, right? I can't be happy without this, or I can't be successful without that, right? False beliefs. Also, so all of it is kind of holding on tightly for the first one, right? This false belief that you need to hold on tightly. This belief that you're being torn away from something that is for you. Like, nothing that is for you is going to be taken away. Either the lesson's already been learned, or, you know, the benefit's already been gotten. Do the work. You know the work to do. If that work is meditating, if that work is praying 5 times a day, if that work is staying connected to the divine, helping other people, whatever it is, whatever you are called to do the work. Do the work to change, right? And it doesn't have to feel like this, right? Be open to it. Know that things are for you. Even if, right, here's what I'll tell you, right? This card came out upside down. How did that happen when every single time I put my deck away, I put all the cards in the upright position? How did that happen? Because it's supposed to happen. So this is all about like being crazy in love. So it's almost like putting that on hold, being very clear-headed about the decisions that you're making and the work that you're doing, and not worrying about what I really want is a happy relationship, but I have to do this and this and this and this and this. You have to trust and believe and know, right, that God is good. God wants things to be good for you all the time. So instead of this feeling of it's never going to happen, know that it will happen in time and it will be given to you. You don't have to make these things happen. And I know even I like don't necessarily believe these things, but when I say them and I hear them, I know it's true. It doesn't have to be hard. It's not supposed to be hard. Sachin, whatever you want to share with me would be awesome. Even if it's just a, hey, read this book or look at this webpage or something like that. In fact, I should be doing that. Like, I don't know about a lot about Sikhism or Jainism and, you know, what kind of, how are they, what do they believe in, what's all that stuff. Sometimes when I do that, I find out that I was like, oh, I was connecting with an energy that is specific to that religion. Because it's all one. It's just different understanding, different experience, how it's put together in a different society, right? Like there's societies like in the US where they think that everything is individualism and that you're not successful unless you know, make a lot of money all by yourself. That's totally different from a lot of other countries where it's like the most important thing is the family unit. Or the most important thing is, you know, the community that is working together, or all of those kind of things. Okay, I just heard this. I'm tired of caring about things that I don't want to care about. Or that don't even necessarily matter. And why is that important? Because when we care about something, right, quote unquote, we are giving our energy and focus to it. So here's what I say. If it's not something that you can change yourself, right? If it's not something that you can actually do something about and take action, then it's best to use that energy instead of towards something that you can't do anything about and just being upset or angry or sad or whatever. Take that focus away from that thing that makes you feel that way and put it on something else that doesn't make you feel that way. Be open to all the craziness this world has to offer. And not crazy in a bad way, crazy in a good way. Like being stunned and amazed. Enjoying an amazing sunset. Like so many things that are like spiritual and important and heartening and like good for you are free. It's free. Yes, I believe that too. Food, clean water, clean air is our divine birthright, being born on this planet. That's what this planet came with. Some people have tried to turn that into money instead. And look where it got us. That we know better. That we know better, please. Our lifetimes are too small to think that we know better than everything that's been functioning since, I don't know, forever. I also firmly believe there's been at least 2 or 3 additional societies in the past that were perhaps more advanced and at the very least used different methods to, I don't know, be advanced. I don't know how else to explain it. Kind of like how we use silicon for making computer chips and all those kind of chips is silicone based. One of the other things that I think is fascinating is the idea of storing information in quartz crystals, in any kind of crystalline structure, right? It's easy to dope crystals with some kind of other element that would mean something, right? Because what does all the stuff with the silicon really mean? A 1 or a 0. So it's kind of like, is that specific atom in that space or not, right? So it's like, oh, this is quartz, iron, then that would be like the 10111 thing, right? How is that any different? It's not. We just can't fathom that anything would be done in a different way than it's already being done today. That's kind of like why we get stuck in cycles, I think. Also because we have short lives. That's another reason why. In my opinion. Okay, so like the 10 gurus, kind of like how Catholicism has like the priests and the bishops and the archbishops and the pope, like the hierarchy of who is, I don't know, the direct line to God, which that's foolish as well. We all have that inside of us. Think about why people are telling you things. Why do they want you to believe this or that? Why do they want you to do this or that? Very often, it could be something that's totally right and in alignment and good for you, but to just be aware of that. But you have good discernment. You'll be aware. You'll know. You'll see people's energy. You are protected. That's what we keep getting over and over and over again. And of course we are. Favored chosen ones get what they want. When you do the work, right? Because, you know, your mom tells you to do something, you don't do it. Or your dad, look what happened. Same kind of thing, right? Not that we'll be punished, but that we'll almost like be allowed to have the experience, because apparently instead of hearing to not do it, we needed to actually have the experience of not doing it. This is interesting. There's some kind of justice, right? There's going to be a message or something else coming quickly about whatever this is. It could be a legal proceeding. It could be something to do with a Libra. It could be something where you feel things have been unjust. Justice is coming. And what's going to be coming soon is these two. I don't think I've really had, maybe I've had two before. These are special, different artistic renderings that were not in the original tarot deck, but were made by the artist of the original tarot deck. So this one is like being torn away, right? Desiring something that you can't reach. Oh, I was not laughing at you. Sorry. Sometimes when I get uncomfortable, I laugh. That's kind of like how we're socialized as women in the US, is that if something makes you feel uncomfortable or you don't understand, you should probably just smile and nod, right? Be agreeable, be compliant. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm glad that you came back and even said anything. I apologize I made you feel bad. That's not what this space is for. I'm sorry. Yes, I get what you're saying. It's like they're teachers, or they're kind of like the knowledgeable people, the people who hold the knowledge about what should be done or not in the religion. Like, what is of the religion? So you're being torn away from something that's almost like a mentor relationship. Either you are or they are mentoring you. There's some kind of justice there. That might even benefit for me. Whoa, I went to pick up the deck and then just all these cards fell out. Let's see what we got here. Ooh. And here's what I would say, right? Like maybe even though I'm saying we all have God inside of us and we're all children of God, that in no way means I think that the only thing that I'm really got of is how, oh, must have been when you left. 48. There's something here. There's some big change come. Even if you think that you are like the person who has the authority, I don't think, do we see, this is now where I'm kind of, ooh, that's hilarious. And I do have one picture that is like, it's amazing. I think I was like 22. Hold on 1 second. I have to run across the house and I will get it. I will get it. 1 second. thing that's funny about this too is like I don't have a lot of pictures of myself when I was younger because I'm older, so it's not like we had smartphones to just take pictures or really digital cameras, really. So hilarious. What is that? I don't know. So this is me at 22, I think. Yeah. Something like that. Yo, I tore up New York City like you would not believe. I had a good time. Hold on one second. Water. I got some more water. There we go. Yes. Yeah, people love to take my picture. Oh, that's what I was just thinking while I was over there. What is it? Oh, yes. Okay, miracles are around us all the time, every day, right? They're the things that we, or should I say, that happen so commonly that we don't recognize them as miracles anymore. And to me, one of them is like rain. Rain is a miracle. Why is that a miracle? We need water to survive, and it literally just comes out of the sky and falls on us. What we need, available. There's a lot of other things like that too, like the miraculous nature of just like the world that we're in now. Right? Like I could talk to anyone from anywhere at any time, just like we're doing here. I can eat food from any different place, right? Like how could I have ever gotten that knowledge 100, 200 years ago? Like you wouldn't. Like previously you had to be physically in the space to enjoy those things, and that's not a reality we have to live in anymore. There was one more. What was it? It's so funny that you say that because I was getting that message from another channeler that I'm like connected with, and the message was like, you're rare. That means that people don't see you all the time. That means you don't have what other people have. It means that, yes, like you, right? People can't afford you energetically or like financially when you're very rare. Yes. And one thing I will say about looking like this, right? is that very, very many people saw me as something to acquire or have or conquer. But none of them saw me as people, as a person, someone with my own desires, wants, needs. Like, instead of thinking that I'm something for them, they never thought that or even considered what they would bring for me. I don't know. Oh, so I have a couple of other pictures, but really it's because when I was that age, this was like in the late 90s, so it was before smartphones. It wasn't like you had the ability to take a lot of pictures all the time, you know. It's just not the case. I think I have like one picture of me when I was like 18 months old, like my first kind of picture, and then like a couple more pictures for my family, but then again, like not a lot either. Only like school pictures. It's like every year they take pictures. So death is about change, which we've been talking about. Oh, yeah, that's okay, because also I had to do that work and realization that, one, if I'm happy where I am at now, I should not regret anything that happened in the past, because that's what it took to get me to this place. Then the other thing would be, I had to go through a lot of personal forgiveness for things that I held on to too long and did not accept responsibility for, right? If you believe that you like are in control of your reality, things that you focus on, things that you create, things that you work towards, then you also have to accept that things you didn't like, you also did work for that reason. Was it for a lesson? Was it for something else? There's a whole bunch of different reasons. But you have to forgive yourself for that. For not being more in control of managing your physical, emotional, kind of well-being stuff, right? Like, and the reason why that was so important was because I was estranged from my parents for a long time. I had a difficult upbringing. And once I was able to forgive myself for holding on to that for so long, because it wasn't hurting them, it was only hurting me. Like, what was I doing? And once I was able to do that and forgive myself for holding on to it, it's like I was able to forgive them, and a flood of memories came back of things that they did that were good, all the times that they tried, the fun times we had together. I was totally cut off from all of that because all I was focusing on was the things that I didn't like or had been done like wrong to me, you know? And the ship of Perseus really helped with that too, is that understanding that, hey, those people who raised me aren't the people who they are today. And how do I know that's because they've shown me. So it's I haven't drank coffee since 2020. So the most caffeine I do now is like matcha or green tea. So here's the big changes that are coming, and I feel like this is for like beyond the people who are here right now, for sure. There's a big change coming, and nothing can stop change. Not leaders of religion, not kings, dukes, like, nope, nobody. I think the only one who can overcome death would be God, right? It's like God decides the rhythm of our lives, right? Are we living? Are we dying? What's going on? And even if we are dying, right, even in the back there, a sunrise of a new day. The change that's coming, right, because it's not just about death, it's about change, right? Cycles. This feeling that you are alone. Maybe you've been following your own path, or you are looking for the path. It's going to be revealed to you, right? The things that are secret in the dark are coming to the light. That's the change. Rest, peace. Yes, I will. Let me do this, and I will make some green tea. Because I do have a lot of different kinds of tea. I make a lot of different herbal blends, which are like really good. I like them. This is the next thing. So beyond like resting, meditating, kind of like incorporating, right? It's almost like being called to action. Right? Because if what we're seeing here is the Four of Wands, but it's all about change, then it's the opposite of rest. Things are being shown to you, get up and move. They could be being shown to you during meditation or dreams. It's okay if you don't learn everything all at once, or understand all of the things that are being revealed at the time. That's okay. That's okay. Take what you learn and go. Right? This is Emperor energy. The change that's coming is you, right? Being that controller. Being the in charge. Being the one that people take their ideas of next action from, right? Okay, then this is another thing about change too. It's like, hey, if the change, why are you showing these multi-pictures? What do the cards mean for me? Okay, so cards for me are like a way to read energy. and it's like a placebo, right? Just like crystals or anything like that. It's a way for your physicality to feel and see and understand energy if you like don't already, right? So like very often I'll know these things. I've been talking about things without cards, but sometimes it helps people to accept, right, what's being said is true or valued. Hilarious. There's 4 of Wands. And this one here, followed by the 6 of Cups, is like there's a change to this nostalgic feeling of wanting to be like home again, or what feels like home, right? And then, right, you're being called to balance that, right? So it's 2 things, like it's changing and saying, hey, you are going to be like in charge of all of this stuff. Like things are going to be revealed to you. You're going to do those things, right? This one's the same kind of thing. It's like you're going to be doing things, right? You're going to be at this Emperor energy, getting to that energy. And then there's like this nostalgia of like, this is what it is. It's almost like easier to live life when you feel like you don't have a lot of responsibility for it, right? Oh, right. It was so easy when I felt I could blame this person or that situation or that thing, right? But easy doesn't always mean good or fulfilling, right? This is trying to balance that feeling of you're in control, but also, oh, I wish I didn't have to do all this, or things could be easy like they used to be kind of feeling. The ups and downs of life. But then again, it's like, why are you fighting against the natural cycle or the increasing of your vibration, right? Everything changes. That's the truth. What's that saying? It's like, I'll think of it as I'm talking about it. It's like, everything changes, right? This too shall pass. That's the feeling. That's what I was trying to think of. This too shall pass. So when it's bad, it will be good again. And when it's good, it could be bad again, right? Like all these cycles. Oh, and you know what I noticed? I thought I already told you I'm 48. I noticed that every single one of these in the corners have books that they're reading. It's like, read the signs. You will know when things are changing either way if you're paying attention to how you're feeling, what you're hearing, the signs you're seeing, stuff like that. Thank you for being here. This space is just love. Everybody's back. I'm done over an hour. Love you guys. Like, subscribe. I'll see you again soon. Bye.